Small steps break the grip of inaction. Find a comfortable position, sitting or lying down, and allow your body to settle completely. Let your hands rest gently, your feet supported or relaxed, and take a slow, deep breath in, feeling your lungs expand fully. As you exhale, release any tension, tightness, or effort you have been holding. Take another deliberate breath, and as you exhale, allow your awareness to turn inward, toward your body, your breath, and the sensations of this present moment. Close your eyes softly, letting the external world fade slightly as your inner awareness deepens. Today, you will focus on creating forward movement by taking tiny, deliberate actions. Even the smallest steps can overcome paralysis, build momentum, and generate a sense of confidence and progress. Begin by bringing attention to your body. Notice any areas of tension, tightness, or discomfort. Perhaps your shoulders are tense, your chest heavy, or your stomach fluttery. Recognize that these sensations may reflect hesitation, doubt, or the residual effects of procrastination. Simply observe without judgment, allowing awareness to settle on these signals as you prepare to generate movement from within. Bring attention now to your breath. Observe its natural rhythm as it enters and leaves your body. Perhaps your breath is shallow or uneven when thoughts of tasks, responsibilities, or goals arise. Simply notice these patterns without trying to change them. Awareness of your breath anchors you to the present, providing stability and grounding as you focus on tiny actions. Begin by recalling a task, project, or goal that has felt overwhelming or caused hesitation. Bring it gently into your mind without judgment or criticism. Notice any sensations, thoughts, or emotions that arise as you think about this task. Perhaps you feel tension, anxiety, or self-doubt. Observe these responses as natural indicators that taking small, deliberate steps can reduce overwhelm and create momentum. Visualize the task as a large, solid object. Notice its size and weight, and then imagine breaking it down into the tiniest possible steps. See these micro-actions as manageable, approachable, and achievable. Recognize that no step is too small, and that each tiny action contributes to forward movement, gradually building confidence and momentum. Bring attention now to the first micro-action you can take toward this task. It may be as simple as opening a document, writing a single line, making a phone call, or organizing a small part of your workspace. Visualize yourself taking this step deliberately, observing the sensations, thoughts, and emotions that arise. Notice how the act of beginning, no matter how small, generates a subtle shift in energy, focus, and motivation. Now observe the emotional impulses that may appear when considering tiny actions. Perhaps doubt, fear, or hesitation arises, whispering that the step is insignificant or that failure is possible. Label these emotions gently. This is doubt. This is fear. This is hesitation. Recognize that these impulses do not dictate your behavior. Instead, allow awareness and deliberate choice to guide your next step. Visualize yourself taking a second micro-action, building naturally on the first. Perhaps it is saving the document, writing another line, or completing a small task related to the larger goal. Notice how each tiny step reinforces momentum, gradually shifting energy and reducing the grip of inaction. Observe the sensations in your body. The chest may open, the shoulders relax, and the breath may deepen. These physical changes reflect the nervous system responding to deliberate movement, signaling increased confidence, clarity, and readiness to continue. Bring awareness now to the cumulative effect of small actions. Each micro-step compounds, creating a chain of momentum that makes larger actions feel easier, more natural, and achievable. Notice how forward movement generates a sense of agency, accomplishment, and self-trust, reinforcing the habit of deliberate action. Imagine now a day in which multiple small actions are required to complete a project or task. Visualize approaching each micro-step with mindfulness, intention, and attention. Observe the emotions, thoughts, and bodily sensations that arise at each stage. Recognize doubt, hesitation, or discomfort. Label them gently and continue with deliberate action. Notice how momentum accumulates with each step, making progress increasingly effortless. Practice now observing the internal dialogue that accompanies small actions. Perhaps thoughts like, "This won't make a difference," or "I'm not ready yet," arise. Label these thoughts as habitual patterns. Observe them without judgment and redirect attention to the micro-action at hand. Notice how this practice strengthens focus, attention, and the ability to act deliberately despite inner resistance. Visualize the nervous system responding to small actions. Observe how subtle movements, breath, and focus create physiological shifts that reduce tension, enhance energy, and promote a sense of calm readiness. Notice how repeated micro-actions embed a sense of competence, confidence, and forward momentum, reinforcing the capacity for larger accomplishments over time. Bring attention now to the idea of compounding effort. Each tiny action, though seemingly insignificant on its own, accumulates over time to create substantial progress. Visualize this compounding effect, seeing each micro-step build upon the last, creating a wave of movement that carries you steadily toward your goals. Imagine a specific task that previously felt overwhelming. Break it down into multiple micro-actions, visualizing each step taken deliberately, one at a time. Notice how the task transforms from something intimidating into a series of manageable, approachable actions. Observe how fear, doubt, or hesitation diminishes in response to deliberate movement, replaced by a sense of momentum, clarity, and confidence. Bring awareness to the physical sensations of progress. Perhaps your chest feels lighter, shoulders more relaxed, and energy flows more freely. Notice how each small action generates these subtle shifts, reinforcing the link between deliberate behavior, confidence, and momentum. Visualize now a gentle, guiding light of focus and determination within you. See this light illuminate each micro-action, supporting clarity, attention, and deliberate effort. With each breath, the light expands, strengthening your capacity to act intentionally, overcome paralysis, and generate forward movement. Bring attention to the emotional responses that accompany microactions. Perhaps relief, satisfaction, or subtle excitement arises as progress is made. Notice these feelings as positive reinforcement, signaling that deliberate movement creates tangible results, enhances confidence, and reduces procrastination. Practice now imagining future tasks or challenges. Visualize identifying the smallest possible action that can initiate progress. Observe the emotional impulses that arise, acknowledge them, and choose the deliberate micro-step anyway. Notice how momentum builds naturally from this practice, creating ease, focus, and confidence in approaching any task. Bring awareness to your inner dialogue, replacing critical or doubtful thoughts with supportive, intentional statements. I can take one small step. Each action moves me forward. Momentum grows with every deliberate effort. Notice how this dialogue reinforces focus, clarity, and empowered behavior. Visualize a timeline of tasks and responsibilities. Observe how taking microactions gradually transforms this timeline into a series of manageable, achievable steps. See momentum accumulating, fear and hesitation diminishing, and confidence and self-trust increasing. Recognize the compounding effect of consistent small actions over time. Bring attention now to the sensations of ease and freedom that arise when an action diminishes and movement begins. Notice the flow of energy, clarity of thought, and sense of accomplishment that emerges from even the smallest deliberate steps. Recognize that each microaction strengthens the nervous system, mind, and emotional state, embedding momentum as a natural habit. Imagine now a series of microactions cascading seamlessly throughout your day. Visualize completing each step intentionally, observing the subtle shifts in body, mind, and emotions. Notice how the accumulation of these actions creates a sense of capability, agency, and forward progress, reducing procrastination and self-sabotage. Bring awareness to the breath once more as an anchor. Inhale focus, clarity, and determination. Exhale tension, doubt, and hesitation. Repeat this cycle, noticing how the breath reinforces deliberate action, embeds momentum, and strengthens the capacity for intentional behavior. Visualize now the interplay between intention and action. Observe how clear intention guides each micro-step, while deliberate action reinforces intention and builds momentum. Notice how this harmonious interaction creates a natural rhythm of progress, reducing overwhelm and fostering a sense of flow. Bring attention to the emotional and psychological rewards of microactions. Perhaps subtle satisfaction, confidence, or relief arises with each completed step. Notice how these positive responses reinforce the habit of deliberate action, creating a feedback loop that strengthens momentum and reduces procrastination. Practice now imagining tasks or challenges that previously seemed paralyzing. Visualize breaking each one into the smallest possible steps, taking them deliberately, and observing the cumulative momentum that arises. Notice the diminishing grip of fear, doubt, and hesitation as forward movement becomes habitual, natural, and reinforcing. Bring attention to self-compassion as part of this practice. Recognize that taking tiny actions is a process of learning, growth, and skill building. Offer encouragement and understanding. I am capable of small, deliberate steps. Each action builds momentum. I move forward with clarity and confidence. Observe how self-compassion supports consistency, reduces inner resistance, and enhances progress. Visualize a gentle, guiding light of momentum within you. See this light expanding through your body, mind, and emotions, illuminating each microaction and reinforcing the natural accumulation of progress. With each breath, allow this light to embed focus, clarity, and intentional effort as a habitual state. Bring attention to your inner dialogue once more. Replace self-critical or doubting thoughts with statements of support and empowerment. I take deliberate action one step at a time. Momentum grows naturally with each effort. I am capable of consistent, intentional progress. Notice how this dialogue strengthens confidence, focus, and the ability to overcome paralysis. Imagine now a day in your life in which multiple tasks require action. Visualize approaching each task by identifying the smallest possible microaction, taking it deliberately, and observing the momentum that accumulates. Notice how even small steps lead to clarity, ease, and a sense of accomplishment, transforming overwhelm into actionable progress. Slowly begin to bring awareness back to your body and surroundings. Notice the surface beneath you, the sensations in your body, and the rhythm of your breath. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch softly if desired. And when ready, open your eyes, carrying with you the awareness of how tiny, deliberate actions generate momentum, reduce procrastination, and build confidence. You have begun the process of creating forward movement through small, intentional steps. Each microaction strengthens momentum, reinforces deliberate behavior, and reduces the grip of inaction, allowing progress, clarity, and confidence to become habitual and natural.